Now let us see what are the basic requirements for fulfillment of human aspirations. Human aspirations. When we try to find out if we have fulfilled our basic aspirations, it is not always so affirmative. There is a quite gap between our basic aspirations and our stage of being, present stage of being and basic aspirations. When we reflect on all the efforts we are making, we can easily see that we are generally working for a physical facility. The basic problem is that we have assumed that happiness and prosperity will automatically come when we have enough physical facility. We assume with wrong belief or wrong notion, happiness, prosperity comes with money, physical facility, wealth, etc. Last sessions we have seen the basic difference between happiness and mutual happiness, prosperity, continuous happiness, unhappiness. Then definition of prosperity and wealth that we have seen. This is something we need to explore in our own life. Where are we putting in our effort? If continuity of happiness and prosperity is not achieved by just accumulating physical facility, then what else is essential to do? I mean to say, by accumulating physical facility, by accumulating more and more wealth and money, continuous happiness and prosperity, we are not getting it. Are we right? Let us try to find out by asking these questions to ourselves. What are this? Is this unhappiness in my family? If it is so, this unhappiness is more due to lack of physical facility or more due to lack of fulfillment of relationship. When we explore, I repeat this, if there is unhappiness in my family, is it due to lack of physical facility or due to lack of fulfillment of relationship? When we explore it, you will find that the major reasons for the unhappiness in the family is the lack of fulfillment in relationships, not just the lack of physical facility, lack of relationship only. Now, to look at the investment of your efforts, whatever efforts you put, find out how much time and effort you are investing for physical facility. There are two things. One is physical facility, fulfillment of relationships. How much efforts you are putting for physical facility? How much efforts you are putting for fulfillment of relationships? Why these two? If at all there is unhappiness in my family, they may be due to physical facility or fulfillment of relations. Basically, they are due to lack of fulfillment of relationships. Let us explore how much efforts I am investing rather for physical facility, and how much efforts I am putting to fulfill my relationship. Generally, most of the time and effort is being invested in physical facility. Since waking up in the morning till evening, we'll be so busy in academics, education, job, business, etc. Assuming that everything is going to be fine when there is enough physical facility. And there will be no unhappiness in the family. We assume so. The problems are more due to lack of fulfillment in relationship. Fulfillment in relationship. And we are investigating major part outcomes. We are investing with the efforts of physical facility. For human being, physical facility is necessary, of course, I accept. But relationship is also necessary, in fact, more necessary. In fact, by seeing this, we can understand the difference between animals and human beings. Physical facility is necessary for animals as well as human beings. For animals, it is necessary as well as adequate. I repeat this. First class also we talked about this. For animals, physical facility is necessary and adequate. For human beings, it is necessary, but not adequate. When human being has lack of physical facility, he becomes uncomfortable and unhappy. Once he gets physical facility, he forgets about it and starts thinking about many other things, isn't it? Once we have a food, okay. Once we have food, cloth, and we have residence, then we start thinking about many other things. So we can conclude that physical facility is necessary for animals. It is necessary for human beings. However, for animals, it is necessary and adequate. For human beings, it is necessary, but not adequate. But not adequate. While we do have a natural acceptance to live in relationship, are we actually be able to ensure live in relationship? Have we understand this or just assumed it? Let us explore. You want to live in relationship or harmony with others. You want to live in opposition with others. Which one is right? Generally, we want to live in harmony with others, relationship with others, not in opposition. You believe living has to be necessarily in opposition with others. That is, there is a struggle for survival of the fittest. And if they feel happy, if you feel happy living this, no. Struggle for survival, struggle for fitness, all this, they don't give you permanent happiness. A little introspection will show that out of these three means you want to live in relationship, you want to live in opposition, you believe that living has to be necessarily in opposition. Out of these three options, what is natural acceptable to you? You certainly do not want to live in opposition with others, isn't it? We don't want unnecessary opposition. But you may be conditioned to think in a manner as mentioned in the third option. If you adopt the third option, it has significant negative implications in our life, in the family, finally in the society. We can see this all around today. We are witnessing in the society. In relationship, what is generally happening today is something like this. Every time when there is a fight, we want to resolve it. We start the next day with the thought that we don't want fight today, but a fight takes place again, sometimes by the end of the same day. Does this happen with you, with your brother, with your sister, father, mother, spouse, children, with your friends, co-workers, etc.? Getting irritated, angry, not speaking for days, dragging each other to court, divorce, etc., are indicators of the situations in the relationship, isn't it? Where most of the people are undergoing all these feelings: irritation, angry, not speaking for days together, dragging to the courts, divorce has become so common. All these situations are indicators of this relationship. For ensuring fulfillment in relationship, it is necessary to have right understanding about relationship. All these problems whatsoever I have listed are due to lack of right understanding about relationship. From the preceding discussions, it may be concluded that for fulfillment of human being physical facility, relationship and right understanding all are necessary. Physical facility, relationship, right understanding. Initially, physical facility, that is necessary. Next, relationship and relationship with right understanding. If there is no right understanding in relationship, finally it leads to disharmony and all the above said irritations. When we can see that physical facility, relationships, and right understanding are there, distinct realities. All three are required for fulfillment of human being. One cannot be substituted for the other. If we investigate into priority among these, we can see that right understanding is the first priority among this. physical facility, relationship, and right understanding. Right understanding is the first priority. Second priority is fulfillment of relationships. Third priority is physical facility. For human beings, right understanding is the first priority. Relationship is the second priority. Physical facility is the third priority. Understand and live in harmony at all levels of living. At all levels means individual level, between you and me, among the family, as a society member, as a part or unit of the nature. Let us now explore into what this right understanding is. Remember, the need for right understanding is tied to our need for happiness. Right understanding is there, it leads to happiness. In order to find out what this right understanding is, we need to find out the various situations or states we live in on which our happiness depends. Why is this needed? The answer is simple. If we ignore any of these states or situations, if you have incomplete understanding of any state or situation, then we risk becoming unhappy and uncertain in that state or level. In order to ensure our happiness and continuous happiness, we need to make sure we cover all states and situations we live in. As a human, there are several situations we live in, that is different levels. It is an increasing expansion that starts with ourselves, individual level, and expands to include things around about. That's what I told you. Starting from an individual level, right understanding between two persons, you and me, then among the family, right understanding, in the society, right understanding, finally with the nature, as a part of the nature, having right understanding. Let us see if we can find the expanse of our living from point we discussed earlier, which our need for right understanding. Right understanding, relationship, and physical facility. These three things. Just now we come to conclusion that right understanding is the first priority, relationship is the second priority, physical facility are the third priorities among these three. It becomes clear to us that our state of happiness or unhappiness depends on the above three aspects, that is right understanding, relationship, and physical facility. Whatever we are today, our state of happiness or unhappiness, if I am happy due to these three, that is right understanding, relationship, or physical facility. Again, if I am unhappy, again that depends on right understanding, relationship, and physical facility. If we have the right understanding, then we can be happy in ourselves and work to have fulfilling relationship with humans and mutual prosperity with the nature. If we do not have the right understanding, then we have problems. Thus, our happiness depends on the fulfillment of these three basic requirements: right understanding, relationship, and physical facility. Here, have a look. Right understanding, relationship, physical facility. Right understanding is needed in myself, needed to study myself, the human being, and the entire nature existence on which I am a part. Relationship. We are in relationship with the people, other human beings, as a family member, as a friend, as a colleague, as a student. These comprise of family and all other peoples which we call as society. Physical facility. Physical facility, the things we use for food, clothes, shelter, which comes from nature. Now we'll see. Where do we need the right understanding? We need this in ourselves, hence we have to study ourselves. So, final our conclusion is we have to study ourselves. We have to study our family. and we have to study the society. We have to study the nature. Again, I'm coming to the same levels. We have to study ourselves means individual level. We have to study the family means relationship between two members or between among the family. Then it is expanded to the society. Then it is expanded to the nature and existence. So we need to we need the right understanding. We have to study ourselves. If you want to have ensure relationships, study the family, and we have to study the society. Right physical facility from the nature. So these can be called the levels of our living. We live in all these levels. Let us list them down the explore. Living in myself, living in family, living in the society, living in the nature, isn't it? Everyone has got these four levels. As an individual, as a family member, as a society member, as a part or unit of the nature or existence. Thus, we can see that there are four levels in which we live. At this junction, you can ask yourself this question: do I live all these levels, or can one of them be dismissed or ignored? Everyone's question is: do I live at all these four levels? That is myself, family, society, and nature. You can also ask yourself if there is anything more than this that I live with. We find that as a human, we live at these four levels, and none of them can be dismissed. As an individual, as a family member, society member, and nature, none of them can be dismissed. Let us now explore these different levels of our living. Living in myself, first one, individual. We all have desires, thoughts, beliefs. As a person, we have desires, we have thoughts, beliefs, imaginations, and choices. This is the first level of our living. Before expressing ourselves in relations, we think, and whatever we receive from others again passes through our internal process. We refer to this as self. This inner or myself coexist with the body, and together we refer to as human being. Most of the time, we see that we are busy in ourselves, making some plans, thinking outdoor, thinking about doing something, etc. We have to start with ourselves and study ourselves. This means to put efforts to understand our own desires. We means our desires, our thoughts, our behavior pattern. So far we have ended up assuming things without really investing into ourselves, investigating into ourselves. We have read a lot of books. We have gone through years of silent and subtle conditions about who we are. We want how we should behave, that work we should do, what we should do, how to live, etc. We have to begin knowing ourselves and rest our beliefs by passing them through our own natural acceptance. Second level is living in the family. First level was myself, understanding myself, harmony with myself, individual. Second is living in the family. All of us are born to our parents, and this is the family we are born to. This is the first web of relationship for each one of us, and subsequently we lived in more relationships that include our siblings, friends, classmates, teachers, and others. These are the people we live with a daily basis, and we call this family. How I see myself decides how I see others and my relationships with others. If I can understand myself better and clearer, I'm able to see other clearer and better. Okay? If I can understand myself better and clarity, I'm able to see the other person also with the same clarity and better understanding. And this understanding becomes the basis for basis of my relationship with others. When we understand ourselves, we can understand others, and this forms the basis of relationship, harmony with the others. In order to ensure harmony in the family, in the society, we need to understand the expectations in the human relationship and whether they can be fulfilled or not. So right understanding is very much required in the living in the family. Next, third level is living in the society. First one was living as an individual, living in the family. Next one is living in the society. Our family is a part of the larger group of people we live with, where there are interdependence around food, clothing, housing, service, health, education, justice, etc. We are living in a society. We are a part of the society. We are a unit of the society. For everything, we must depend on the society. Starting from the food onwards, what we eat, wearing clothes, pen, pencil, everything what you utilize, that is interdependence. We live as a part of this human system. This is our society. As we understanding ourselves and our relationship with other family, we also understand the society. Can also understand the society. Fourth level is living in the nature or existence. We are on this earth. We are a part of the nature. We are a part of the existence, unit of the nature. With the grass, plants, trees, there are animal kingdom, plant kingdom, mineral kingdom, similarly, a human kingdom. Birds, animals, and other humans surrounding us. We live in this large ecosystem that we call as nature. Regardless of where we are, our village, town, or city, it is with this ecosystem our natural habitat. Our planet is surrounded by a larger system of planetary bodies, and that includes the moon, sun, and infinite stars and planetary system that surround us. So our Earth is a part of the solar system that coexists with all that there is in this entire existence. And then there is a space between planets, even between you and book right now. All these things present in space are together called existence. Existence means all that exists. When we understand nature, we are able to engage with it, with the nature, in a relationship that leads to mutual fulfillment. So these are all the four levels to conclude. Understanding ourselves, individual, understanding as a member of the family, society, then understanding the nature, unit of the nature or existence.